Hey guys. Ooh, today's message is kind of it's a tough one. Not because it's hard to talk about, but it's like being in that position sometimes is challenging. And what I'm talking about is when we have a lot of emotions involved when we're in a space where we have to make a decision and not allowing those emotions to cloud whatever decisions we have to make. So, really getting out of this avatar and out of this body and getting up here and looking at it from this like different perspective, a detached perspective, really coming out of our emotions and be like, okay, why do I feel this way about this? Why does this person feel this way about this? Why is this environment reacting in this way? Whatever the situation is. Like, how can our emotions kind of bring in a more egoic response than a response that is from the higher version of us? In order to get that response that's more of a higher version of us, that will be more conducive to our expansion and growth, we have to detach and really come from a higher perspective of like, okay, what really is the highest good for me here? Because I know that I'm leaning in this direction because I'm so emotionally involved with the person or the situation, or I've been at this place of work for so long that I have these attachments to the people there. I have these attachments to like the comfort of the paycheck and the benefits that I might receive from being there, right? But like I never really truly felt valued. In terms of like what I do, I never really felt like my time was like being used to its highest capacity. I mean, think about it. Think about the amount of time we spend at work, we spend at school. Like, and so much time we have spent in these places that like really aren't of the highest good or like in alignment with the highest timeline that is of like the best. It's part of the program. So it's like really there's this innocence in it because that's just how we as human beings in our culture are operating at this point in time right now. So it's like on some level you got to do what you got to do. You got bills to pay. You got things to take care of. Yourself, maybe children, like, you got things you have to handle, right? And there's a healthy amount of respect for that in order to survive in the program, right? As a human being. But in the same breath, we have to keep in mind, like, wait, we're not here to support the program. We're not here to keep a toxic program going that hasn't worked to begin with, that just keeps producing more people that are at a lower frequency and at a low self-worth and have very little skills and low self-confidence, right? And we keep giving our time and energy to that program. And so like, even though like, yes, we do need to get a paycheck and pay bills, like we have to be so honest with ourselves about like the decisions we're making, and if they're coming from a very clear high vibrational space or if they're coming from a more manipulated energy based off of our own program, the programming that we are actively participating in, the program that the people around us that are actively a part of, right? Like our decision being manipulated from all these factors. And taking that detached perspective will allow us to come into a space where we can be more or less biased, I would say, more well-rounded in our thought process and in how we approach making big decisions in our life. Because we want these big decisions to be in alignment of our highest version. We don't want to be another repeated cycle. We don't want to hop into another situation where we're giving it the benefit of the doubt when we see the red flags, but we're like doing it anyways, whether it's a relationship, a job, or whatever. Like we see the red flags, we're like just going with the flow of it because, life, like that's what we do. We just flow with the egoic program that we're a part of and say it's okay because everyone else is doing it. Like that's what we do. And instead, like detaching, because we're to a point in our healing journey where we can get to that space where we can take a humbling point of view where like, dang, like I need to take accountability in this area of my life. I need to take accountability in the fact that I keep saying that this is toxic for me, but like I really haven't done anything about it. Like I really haven't looked for another job. I haven't really sat and brainstormed other options of what I could do if I didn't do this thing that I'm just so used to doing, and I just keep doing it because I've always done it and it's in my comfort zone, right? So like, loving yourself so much, you want different. Like, I feel like, and this is no bash to anyone because we've all had to gradually come out of the program, but like when you're super attached to the program to some degree, like the more attached you are, the less you actually love yourself, the less you act, and you don't recognize it when you're in it because like there is an innocence about it. There's an ignorance in it, not in a rude way, but just like a lot of people are ignorant of how toxic their lives are, their mindset is, their emotional body, everything they're carrying, their vibrational frequency is. And I think a lot of people wouldn't want that for themselves if they knew better. But that's why light workers came into this space, so they could be that light and show better and talk about better, embody better, not just say it, but be it, right? But I'm out here talking about it. That's why I use that as an example, but I also embody it as a individual human being shining my light. Like I'm embodying what I speak on. I'm not just speaking on it, okay? And so like, but a lot of people are already like being tranced by this hustle culture and the patriarchy and stuff. And so they're not able to really see it from other perspectives. See that it's about alignment. It's not about hustling, that life should be easy. It shouldn't be so hard. Just like, and I understand like even that traditional like work ethic, you work hard and you know, you get the results of the work you put in, but it's like, what are you working hard at doing though? I respect working hard. What are you working hard at doing? And it doesn't have to feel hard though. Like, I can work so hard, but when I'm doing something I love, I want to do it. I don't even want to call it hard work. I want to call it like, ooh, like I'm going to have fun today. You know, like even when I make these videos, it does not feel like hard work. It feels like a flow. It feels like I'm called here to do it. It feels easy for me because it's just not forced. It's not because my ego wants to be seen on YouTube, right? I actually have no desire to be seen. I'm like the opposite of that in my personality. And so this is actually, when I first started doing it, was a huge step of getting out of my comfort zone. Like I remember being in graduate school and undergrad school, and I dreaded having to do presentations. I hated it. I didn't like getting in front of the class. Like it was just like something I didn't want to do. So when Spirit called me to YouTube, I was like, whoa, like, are you sure about that? You know what I mean? Like, but like once I started getting on the camera, it was like because I was in my own space, even though I was talking to hundreds, sometimes thousands of people, for some reason, I don't feel this level of discomfort with it. And I think, I wonder why. It's because I'm called here to do it. This is what I came here to do. So like when you get into your calling, one of the green flags that you know you're on the right path is that it feels right and it flows and it can be smooth in a lot of ways. But sometimes even when you want to get on a spiritual, like maybe entrepreneurial path, like you can force it. Just because you're on your ascension journey and you're into spirituality doesn't mean you have to fit into somebody else's box. Like it will totally be something different than what everybody else is doing. It could be similar in like maybe you do Reiki, but like the way you do it is different. Your approach is different. The way you speak to your clients is different. That's what I mean. Like you are so authentic and different and unique and not like any other being on this earth. And the more you embody that, the more you assist the universe in expanding, because everyone doing the same thing is not a bunch of expansion for the universe. It's actually just people in a new program, right? So there's toxic programs within the spiritual community, you know? There's toxicity everywhere, guys, and we don't recognize it. And you know what? We have to start recognizing it. We have to start recognizing the inversions within the spiritual community too, so we can be more detached and aware in those when certain choice points are presented to us, so we're able to make a decision that is of the highest good of us and the highest timeline in alignment with the highest timeline, not in alignment with a timeline that's going to repeat a cycle. So you have to learn some big lesson you've already been presented in the past, and you just keep making the same toxic decision for yourself because maybe you're coming from an emotional place and you're not detaching and pausing for a second and saying, this is how I want to respond this time. And this is in alignment with this higher version of who I want to be, who I am. I want to align with a frequency that is going to be of expansion. And I want to align with people, places, and things that are the same, right? And so this the walk with integrity. It's this walk with like feeling solid in who you are, feeling proud about who you are, waking up in the morning and being excited about starting your day, not dreading to go to work, being happy about the partner laying next to you, knowing that they have reciprocity. They show up in the relationship as much as you do, even though it's in their unique way. You show up in your unique way, and there's this beautiful alignment and reciprocity, and that's the example you're setting for other couples that witness you. And that's what, that's what these divine unions are coming into alignment for, is for to be that light in how relationships can look different. Like now there's such a toxicity in relationships. It's like the communication that has been normalized in like the dating scene is insane. I didn't realize it till I was single for the last 2.5 years. And now I'm like, holy crap. Like it's very toxic out there. People like don't understand the expansion and just being very forward. Like if you're not feeling it, say you're not feeling it, right? But you can do that so gracefully and respectfully. And that's what people don't understand. People are so quick to ghost. They try to manipulate mentally and emotionally, and their egos are in the driver's seat because they're like, okay, well, if this person texts me, I have to wait this amount of time to text them back. And it's like, so the mind games are so fucky. Like I don't even talk to people anymore because I'm just like, ugh, this is exhausting. Like I feel like I put myself out there every once in a while, like have little conversations here and there, but it's just like always feels like, okay, I could utilize my time better. Like, I feel like when someone or something or person, place, or thing is coming in for you and it's right, there will be no question. There will be consistency. There will be alignment. There will be evidence that this person has done the healing work, evidence that you have done the healing work, evidence that you're in alignment with each other and that your values and your goals in life are also in alignment, that maybe you have your individual missions, but you also have this aligned mission. And even if that's just being together in this healthy relationship where you both support each other, that's a beautiful thing, right? Like, and just allowing that person to be an individual and they allow you to be an individual, but at the same time, you're this unit. Yeah. Okay. So like there's a lot that we have to learn when it comes to like relationships and stuff in our world too. And there's so many inverted ways of being, like casual sex, bad spiritual hygiene, sharing your energy with just anyone, even if it's through conversation, entertaining things that overstep our boundaries because we just don't want to feel alone today. We just want to have a conversation today. But like, love yourself so much that you value your energy so much that you're so intentional about the way you express, give, interact with your energy. Like even a conversation, read how the energy is within a conversation. Is this in alignment with me? Am I wasting my time when I could be putting my energy and focus elsewhere? Usually it's inner, right? Like, I don't know. There's just so many aspects of our life that we really have to get detached and look at why we respond in the same ways, why we are manifesting repeatedly certain things in our life and like repeating these patterns, okay? And get so real with ourselves and acknowledge and then respond from a conscious space. A very conscious space where you respect yourself on such a level that your standards are super high. And it's not because you think you're better than anyone else. It's because you fucking did the work and you deserve somebody else who also has. You deserve a job that's in alignment of you being happy when you wake up every day to go do it, right? Like that's what you deserve when you do the work. That's what you can't unknow what you know now. Once you heal, every little thing that you heal, you know, and you grow and you know something new and different because of that healing. And because of that, you begin to not be able to tolerate anything that is not in alignment of what you know now. Like, what you know now is that you ain't gonna do that old crappy shit that held you down into darker timeline. You know that you're gonna make better decisions for yourself, and that will always be holding you accountable and whispering in the back of your head, like, oh, wait, you learned that. And then you'll get to the point where like those type of things aren't even like drawn into your life. Those lessons aren't even coming back anymore to see if you're going to respond the same way, because spirit realized that you rewired your brain to respond in a newer, healthier way. And now that's the default. So we don't have to throw that lesson at you anymore. Oh, wait, we're actually going to send you in something that is on a higher timeline that you have come into, that someone who has also done the healing, a job that is also more in alignment with a higher timeline, with new earth, with the expansion of where we want to go. And congratulations, you're there now, because you've raised your frequency, you've responded and maintained that consistently, the way you're responding in life. And now that's how you brought your new timeline online. What a beautiful thing. You know the process. So now we just have to not let our emotions cloud our clarity and really get detached when we make our decisions. So we know that we're doing it from a healthy space. What a beautiful message for today. Love yourself, know you're worthy, and respect yourself enough to make decisions that are in alignment with your highest version. All right, guys? I love you so much. I feel like every day I come on here and I just talk about how this new timeline's coming. And you know what? There's no coincidences, guys. Spirit has me talking about a new timeline because it's fucking here. This is the choice point. I already made a video on that too. Like, this is when you get to decide, like, what big decisions you're gonna make, and like how this huge new, like, this timeline's gonna last years. This is gonna be a big timeline. That's why it's such a huge choice point. That's why I keep getting asked to talk about it. That's why I keep reminding people, like, you can continue to stay as an older version of yourself, but just remember, like, you might be stuck in that for a while. You might be looping in that for a while, because this is a choice point. Everybody has the opportunity to change, but you want to flow with when that choice point is here, so it's an easier flow. Otherwise, you're going to be like pulling yourself out of this well that you jumped into with your own free will because you wanted to stay in old patterns or bring old people along or whatever. Bring old jobs along, bring along things that aren't in alignment of your highest good. So like, get detached. Don't let your emotions and triggers cloud you, and allow yourself to come on this new timeline in a space that is of your highest good and alignment of the highest version of you, because you fucking deserve it. Okay? You deserve it. You did this healing work. You went through so much, and like, why would you want to drag old things into the new? You don't. You're not gonna. I'm just here to remind you of that, okay? All right, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to donate or follow any of my other channels, the links are below. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.